Hey guys, what's up? Crazy Redneck back here again. Gonna do a video on a project that I started. This is gonna be the first video. I'll probably put a second video up for this project because it's not done yet. But little short update on the body armor. It's sitting over here in the garage, but basically all that's been updated was I got the chains on it. I made the chains a little too long, so when I get the chance, I'm gonna have to cut some wider plates and weld them up here so they cover my whole chest and back area, and repaint it because where I welded it splattered, so I have to touch up the paint and paint the chains and shit, paint the plate, the new plates that are going on here, put some padding on the chains for the shoulder straps, otherwise it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. But on this project I'm working on, basically what you got here is just a brake drum. You can find it any scrapyard, probably laying around if you live on a farm or you do projects and shit, and you probably got some of these laying around. The stand I made, these are T-posts for fencing. I got one here and one there. These are just some scrap pieces of metal laying around for the other two legs. But what this is going to be when it's done, hopefully, is a brake drum forge for blacksmithing and shit like that. It's a little windy, so I hope you can hear me, but basically what I got to do now is fill up these holes, run tubing down and tubing into the side. Then there's going to be a blow dryer that will blow air up from the side on up, and then a little piece of pipe going down to catch anything like the charcoal and shit. And then it'll have a cap on the end that I can take off and clean out. Then it will have probably some mesh or whatever, some thick mesh on the bottom to keep the charcoal here in the center while I'm working. But anything that gets smaller will fall down, so yeah, hopefully this will be a pretty decent forge. I want to get into blacksmithing a little. I can make other projects or tools or parts or whatever I need for the farm. And I was just up at Scrap Hill today, and I knew I wanted a brake drum forge, but I didn't know if we had one laying around, and sure as shit we got one laying around up there. So yeah, the hard part is just trying to weld it, because you weld one at a time and then it's all wobbly and it's hard to fucking control. But plus the arc welder is getting a little old, it just doesn't want to work as well. But hopefully if I make my own garage, hopefully I get an outlet, and I'll want to get a MIG welder so my projects won't look like shit when they're done. But because I don't know if you can see real well, but it's it's pretty well fucked. But as long as it holds up, as you can see, it doesn't move around that much. It looks a little goofy, but oh well, because that one goes out. These two were about, one was an inch higher than the other, and then I welded it on and that didn't work, it just broke off right away. So I took the reciprocating saw and cut it down so they were fairly even. But I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of canted that way a little bit, not too much, where it's not really going to affect the charcoal moving around or anything in there. And eventually I'll probably put a screen or something around it, so the wind gets blocked, because it's kind of windy today. But either that, or I'm just gonna put like a barrier around it, a windbreak around the forge. I mean, because I'll probably have that and my put an anvil out there too, so that way when I'm working the wind doesn't get to it and blow spark around and shit like that. But yeah, for right now I don't really have all the, well, I'm sure I can find parts for it, but it's getting close to chore time, so I'll have to feed them, feed the cows, and do chores and shit like that. And you know, I work on my projects from probably after lunch till 3, so it only gives me, you know, I take about, you know, don't get out until about 1 o'clock, so that gives me about 2 hours to do projects. So yeah, that's about all I have time for, is 2 hours of working, and then on projects, and then it's chores and lunch, and then it's dark and shit. So yeah, but I'm sure I'll come up with other projects in the summertime when I actually have, you know, time to, well, I don't really have time to work on shit, but in the summer it's easier to work on projects because it's nicer out and shit like that. You have to get a nice day out here to work on projects, so, and, I mean, if I get my little garage made whenever, you know, then I'll probably be making projects all the time because I have a place to work. In here, it's fucking crowded. There's motorcycles, and that part of the garage is completely pretty much blocked just because this car has been sitting here for years. It's not very well organized. You got a path to walk through to get to the tools and shit, and that's about it. And, yeah. So, hopefully, if I do get a garage, I'll have a bunch of other projects going and some more videos coming out, but like I said, ain't got much time to work on shit, and don't got a lot of space to work on it besides out there. It's fucking sunny as shit. But, yeah. I will probably work on my body armor tomorrow if it's nice. I got what is it, the gas or the air tank? No, the air tank for the torch. That got refilled and it's sitting on the back of my dad's pickup there. So whenever I get that off and hooked up, I got some pieces from the plow. This is where I cut the body armor plates off, so I'll have to probably just cut another chunk off there and, you know, fit it in between the chains and weld it on there, and, you know, paint and whatever else I find that's wrong with it, and that should be done. And then I'll go test it. I'll probably only test the body armor with the SKS and the Mosin Nagant, so it's going to be shot with a 7.62 by 54R round for the Mosin, and then 7.62 by 39 for the SKS. And those are rather large rounds, so if the body armor can withstand that, I have pretty good faith in it. So yeah, that's just what I've been up to. That's just the first part of the brake drum forge, so whenever I get time and the parts, I'll make another video. What the shit? Oh, that's not good. Fucking 5-gallon bucket just fucking tipped over for no goddamn reason. That was full of oil, so I'm gonna go clean that up. This crazy redneck, sign off. Peace.